together.
Oh, yeah, yellow flag.
Alrighty, we are back at Limaland. Got just a few minutes left to practice. Only a couple of cars still out there practicing, but we'll watch them turn some laps while we're waiting to see if we can talk to Chris or possibly one of the other drivers before this thing pops off. This will be an exciting race. It will be a lot different than what we saw in the 305s earlier. They are a lot more stable. They're a lot more compliant. Not going to be impacted as much when they get down there on that bottom line and hit those tires down there. So we'll see how this race plays out. Currently fastest one on the track is Michael Whiting. Second fastest is none other than Chris Standridge. And Ryan Nesbitt is currently running third. Of course, we got Mike Bowman and James Johnson rounding out the 5 fastest cars on the track currently. Trying to see if we can get a word with Mr. Standridge. Give us just a moment here. Looks like Chris is going to keep turning those laps. The track has slicked off quite a bit. One thing they noticed in the 305s is when it slicked off, that low line was really the best line. But as we heard the winner saying, Teddy Bivert was talking about how he was constantly having to change his lines here. That's the way this track runs. That's the way it races. So we'll see if that plays out again in the 358s. And as we said, they do handle a bit differently. They are a little bit sturdier when you get into each other. More likely to see more green flag laps as the race goes on tonight. Do have a slightly smaller field, currently 16 cars in the field, and this will be a double feature tonight, but something a little different. They've been playing with the setup to the race setup to see how they can get the best racing, the closest racing, and the more green flag laps. So they will have a twin feature tonight. The B feature will be 30 laps, and nobody from that feature will advance into the A feature. The A feature will be a 35 lap event around this quarter-mile track. So a little bit different this week. We will still have the heats by the number of cars. I'm guessing we're going to have about 3, maybe even just 2. So that will make for some interesting situations, seeing how this all plays out. Now, just to give a shout out to these Outcast guys, they have multiple different leagues and series under the Outcast name. They've got the Radical SR8s on Wednesday night. They have a Super Speedway series on the weekends. They have, gosh, I cannot remember all. They have 14 series, over 14 series now, I believe, total. And they run every Monday night right here. They will run from, tonight they ran the 305s at 8:30 Eastern. They'll kick off the 358s here in just a few moments at 10 Eastern. Wednesday night, their Outcast SR8 series, the Michael Grainold's SR8 series, runs at 9 Eastern. And before that, we will have the Northeast Racers in their street stocks at 7:30 Eastern. That is something you don't want to miss. And, of course, we will have the BRR guys every Sunday night as well at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central in the Cup cars. An additional note is the BRR League is fielding 2 teams for the Daytona 24 Hours this coming weekend. So Friday night we will go live about 8 Eastern, maybe a little bit before, maybe during qualifying. And we will kick that off, and then we will attempt to stream the entire 24 hours. We'll definitely be streaming when I'm in the car, but we'll also try and have the in-car view of our team, of team number 1. Team number 2, we're looking to see if anybody's going to be streaming that, and we'll share that as well. Additionally, we do have a podcast that comes out every Monday morning. You can find that on the Facebook page, and you can find it on Spotify. Check that out. We do go over the schedule for everything for the week. So all your oval racing, your road racing, your dirt oval, and your dirt road, everything that is official is listed. We go over all the tracks, some funny commentary and things like that, and we do some interviews here and there. Today we had an interview with Graham Bardsley in the UK. He is one of the members of the BRR team number 1. And we were talking about the 24 Hours of Daytona and road racing in general, because he is a road racing guru. If you ever get a chance to race with him, definitely talk to him, say hi, tell him Doug sent you. Additionally, he talked a little bit about racing with some of the pro drivers like Tony Kanaan and Rubens Barrichello. So that was a pretty cool discussion we had this morning. And the link to that podcast is on the Facebook page. Additionally, as of a couple hours ago, we have some HTSAI merch. So you can go, the link is on the Facebook page and should be in the stream notes as well. So you can definitely go and check that out. And get yourself a coffee mug, a sticker, a notebook, and support the streams and the broadcasts. And we've got about a minute and a half left. AJ Godsey in the chat. Good evening, Mr. AJ. And we will take a quick break as we watch Stephen Lindo complete his practice. Catch our breath real quick and get ready to go. No, you the man, AJ. And let's get ready to rumble, as they will get ready to go here in just a moment. Quick shout out to the sponsors. We've got MotoWear International, so for all your moto gear needs, check them out. And B-Make Designs, graphic designers, go give them a go check them out and support the sponsors of this great league as we kick off into heat number 1. Take a quick breath here. Get ready to go. There is the 14. That is Mr. Lindo. And we've got the 8 car there. That is our winner from the 305s, Teddy Bivert. The 22 back there of Chris Standridge. Ryan Nesbitt in the 74. And the number 96 of Mr. Massey. As they pace around for the first of the heats. Heat number 1 will kick off. The track is reset to a 0 usage state for each heat and for both features. 8-lap heats tonight. The 30-lap B feature and the 35-lap A feature event. All right, pace car is on pit road and they are off. 8 laps to see where they are going to be racing. The number 96 of Skylar Massey gets a good jump right off the front, but the number 8, oh, we've got a little bumping up there in the front, or mid-pack, allows the number 22 of Chris Standridge to get by. He moves all the way up into second. He started back there in the second row. The 76 of Ryan Nesbitt's back into third. And it is Teddy Bivert already out to a big lead in this first heat. Now he is way up there in the wall. He mentioned earlier that after the 305 race that it is really tough running those 305s up there because it's so bumpy. But they also said that it is a lot easier to run these cars around this track, even with the bumpy top line. And even as they come to halfway, even if they get into the tires on the inside, these things are just so much more stable. 3 laps to go. It is Teddy Bivert out front over Chris Standridge by a second and a half. Ryan Nesbitt in the 74 is back in third. James Johnson in the 39 is in fourth. Stephen Lindo 5th, and Skylar Massey has fallen all the way back to 6th after starting first. As we come down to the white flag, it looks like Teddy Bivert is going to take this heat home. Oh, he gets up into the wall and gets stuck. Chris Standridge closes in. Will Chris be able to pull off the win here at the end? Teddy had a little trouble through 1 and 2. But manages to recover, had that huge lead, and still beats Chris by half a second. Third place, Ryan Nesbitt. Fourth place is Stephen Lindo. James Johnson is 5th, and Skylar Massey is all the way back in 6th. As we line up for heat number 2. You got Tom Land there sitting on the front row in the number 91. Number 92 is Wayne Bridges. Michael Whiting up there in the number 44, definitely one of the guys to watch. But Tom Land, especially on a fresh track like this, is tough to beat. And with 8 laps of mostly fresh track, it's gonna be a little bit difficult for these guys to get around him. We'll see if he can hold that bottom inside line, get through turn 1 and 2, hop up top, and drive away like he did in his 305 heat. All right, pace truck, get out of the way. Let's go green flag racing. Pace car is in, and Tom Land gets a good jump on Mike Bowman there on the outside. Gets a little bit of a lead. Mike is carrying quite a bit of speed off the turn, trying to get around the 44 of Michael Whiting. Oh, Michael Whiting gets together with Mike Bowman. We've got quite a race going on back here. Looks like that is Derek Nearhood back there in the 40 car. And he is extremely fast in these quite often, so we'll see if he can get up there. But it is Tom Land right now who is broken away for a 1 second lead. Number 92 of Wayne Bridges currently sitting in 4th, but he has got a hard charging Derek Nearhood behind him, and Leo has fallen off the back. Looks like he is having some problems because he's usually up here battling these guys for the top positions. As we come to halfway, Looks like Michael and Mike have both recovered the 44. However, looks like he might lose that spot to Wayne Bridges. Wayne is down there on the inside. The 44 is carrying a lot of momentum on the outside, but as we saw in the 305s, that inside line can be very fast if you can get around it. And he is definitely knows how to wheel this thing around. As the 91 of Tom Land, Mike Bowman has closed the gap on him. 1 lap to go. Will he be able to get around him? Does not look like it. As they come through 3 and 4, Mike Bowman just can't get close enough. And it is Tom Land wins, Mike Bowman second, Michael Whiting third, Wayne Bridges fourth, Derek Nearhood fifth, and Leo rounds out the field in the 6th place car. And take a deep breath because we're hopping right back in for heat number 3. Got the 52 of Doug Norton up there on the front row. Mr. Marshall right there beside him. You got the 333 of Corey Goodall rounding out the field back there. The 32 and the 999 in the middle. But that number 95 is going to lead them down. We'll see if Doug Norton can get around him and run away with it. And again, we are reset to a fresh track here on this quarter-mile speedway. They did say in the 305s, even in those smaller cars, this is a tight track to race on. And that does lead to some of that bumping and banging, but as we saw in those previous 2 heats, you can bump and bang and still not bring out a caution as the pace car goes in. Green flag is in the air. It is Brian Mansfield off the front already, Doug Norton, and we're under caution already. Let's see if we can figure out what happened. Alrighty. Looks like we've got the 999 back there. Just bumped into Doug Norton and came down into Corey Goodall. Definitely not the way these guys wanted to start that heat, but just a quick look in the chat. Nobody's angry. These guys are great sports. They are all friends. They all work together really well. They even help when they get some new guys in the league. They make sure that they get some extra teaching, extra education, help them get back up there. And that's one thing that Chris Standridge recently mentioned to me, is that they have given some of these guys a little too much tutelage, and that has made it difficult. As we go green flag, the 95 drops down into turn 1. Dwayne Kenner there to the outside gets a bit of a run. Has not completed the pass yet, but he is definitely faster coming off the corner. But it looks like Brian is managing to make that middle line work for him as the 32 starts to look low. Looked like he clipped the tire a little bit, but he's definitely jumped to the front. 2 laps to go. We've got the crossover move for the lead. The 32 jumps up. Dwayne Kenner jumps up to the lead on Brian Mansfield. Caution is out. All right. It looks like we got the 999, just got a little loose off the turn, got into the wall, and looked like he collected Doug Norton in the process. All things considered, these guys have ran pretty clean tonight. They had a pretty clean 305 feature, and now they've got staying pretty clean, had very few yellows. This is the first heat we've actually had yellows in. 1 lap to green. And pace car comes down. He'll duck down out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Dwayne Kenner leads him down. The 95 of Brian Mansfield there to the outside. Corey Goodall right back up behind him. The 999 of Brett Carroll still back there with him. 95 gets way high through the turn, trying to carry some momentum, but the 333 Corey Goodall jumps down to the inside and manages to take second place as they come around on the final lap of heat number 3. And it will be Dwayne Kenner, Brian Mansfield, then Corey Goodall, Brett Carroll, and Doug Norton. And we'll take a quick breather here for the 2-minute warm-up session. And we'll watch some of these guys go around. Let's see who hops out onto the track first here. Looks like so far in this warm-up, Brian Mansfield has been the fastest. Tom Land, second fastest. Let's see, some of our dirt track experts like Chris Standridge way back there in the 11th spot right now. Skylar Massey, dominant in the 305s. Looks like he might be struggling just a little bit. Doug Norton back there in 15th as well. And just an interesting side note, the Outcast family of leagues and series, they have over 14 different series, and they do a lot for charity. They've raised a lot of money for autism charities recently, and for the veterans, one of the veteran suicide charities. So big shout out to them for that. Definitely want to make sure we acknowledge that. So these guys do a lot of good, not only on the track, but in the community as a whole. But right now, they're going to go out there and start beating and banging. Looks like we're going to have all 17 cars on track for this B feature. Looks like they advanced to the A feature, so we're going to have everybody on track together with Teddy Bivert out front, Tom Land in second. Dwayne Kenner and Chris Standridge take third and fourth. Fifth goes to Mike Bowman, Corey Goodall, Ryan Nesbitt, Michael Whiting, Brian Mansfield, and Stephen Lindau. Round out your top 10, Wayne Bridges, Brett Carroll, James Johnson, Derek Nearhood, Doug Norton are 11th through 15th. Skylar Massey and Leo are 16th and 17th. With this 35-lap feature, we will see the best of the best for this league right here. This is a quarter-mile track. It will slick off quickly with all 17 cars on the track, so this will get dicey. Skylar Massey jumping in the chat saying he can't drive these to save his life. Don't worry, Skylar. Me either. Good luck to you, buddy. Maybe we'll be talking to you after the race. As they come down, Teddy Bivert leads them down. And they are bunched up right behind them. Everybody's going for the positions as early and quickly as possible. Looking back here in the mid-pack, we're 4 wide coming out of the turn. And the 333, Corey Goodall, he is already jumping up there. Looks like he is up in 4th and moving forward fast. James Johnson in the 39 is also charging towards the front. as they are 3, 4, 5 wide through the turns. There is the 39 of James Johnson. He started in 13th. He is, 95 gets together, and we've got a caution, including James Johnson, it looks like. Let's see what happened. All right, let's see if we can tell what happened here. There is the 95. The 95 and the 14 just get together, and 95 goes off into pit road. The 39 manages to recover, and that brings us under our first caution. Teddy Bivert still holding on to the lead after the first few laps. But we've got a couple guys charging to the front. Mike Bowman started in 5th. He's up to 3rd. Stephen Lindo started in 10th. He's up to 7th. James Johnson, as we mentioned, he was 13th, working his way up. And Skylar Massey, who said he can't drive these things, started in 16th. He is up to 12 as we get the 1 to green. And it's time to take a deep breath as these guys, pace car drops off, and Teddy will lead them down once again. But it is Tom Land there to the outside in the number 91. Doesn't have enough for him, and the number 8 still staying right out front. Right behind him, you got a whole mess of cars running for positions. There is a 44 of Michael Whiting trying to navigate his way through as they come off the corner 3 wide just about every time. 3 wide into the corner, change a few places, come out of the corner 3 wide. Looks like the 214 of Stephen Lindo is slipping back just a little bit. And caution is out again. All right, looks like it might have started right here with the 40 of Derek Nearhood. Let's take a look. Looks like the 40 is way too sideways. 22 of Chris Standard just slides up, nowhere to go, and they get together. And look like Chris went for a bit of a ride there. And you know, as fast as Teddy is in these cars, he is not wanting this thing to keep getting cautions. He's wanting a chance to do what he did earlier in the night and just build a little bit of a lead. As we get the 1 to green, they're stacked back up 2 wide. On the inside this time is Tom Land. We'll see if he can make anything work to get back up there into that top spot. Green flag is in the air. Teddy leads them down again. On the outside is the 016 of Mike Bowman. But here comes Tom Land through on that inside line. We heard him saying the 305s, that inside line was really working, and caution is out again. As they often say, cautions do breed cautions. Right, looks like we had a whole mess here. Looks the 44 Michael Whiting gets together with, and when he checks up, everybody else checks up, and they just come together in the middle of the track. Looks like they got the 52 of Doug Norton. Chris Standridge was in it again. And several other cars. Pretty much the back half of the field was either dodging or involved. Pace car comes by, gives us the 1 to green. These short dirt tracks do make for short cautions, and it looks like they're going to line up single file this time. Try and get a little bit better start. You know Teddy is loving that. That'll give him a chance to get a little bit of a gap on the 016 of Mike Bowman. Green flag is in the air. Teddy gets a good jump on this start. And to the outside, it is Tom Land in the 91. And we're under caution again. The single file did not work. All right, let's see if we can see what happened here. It looks like the 92 just gets in a little faster than the 32 and collects Chris again. Chris is usually one of the dominant drivers on these dirt tracks, but he has no luck tonight getting caught in just about everything. And we will see when scoring updates, because it was showing Michael Whiting in the lead. But it looks like Michael Whiting is coming back around the field. "11 laps down, just 24 more laps to go for these guys to settle it. You know they want to stay green flag racing and make sure. Looks like they might have delayed the green just a hair. Of course, caution laps do not count, so that'll give them more time, green flag laps to run. Alrighty, we should see the pace car drop off. Yes, we do. The 8 is going to lead them down. Here they go again. And looks like the 016 got a little low. He caught the tire barrier, but made it work. The 91 is trying to move up, reclaim that top spot on the high line. Heard some of these guys say that the track gets really bumpy up there as it slicks off, and it's easier and better to run the low to middle line. The 8 car has his hands full. And the man who said that he struggles and cannot drive these is that number 96 right there of Skylar Massey, who started in 16th and has already worked his way up to 8th and moving forward quickly. Scoring is currently showing the 44 in the lead. Think he might have gotten an extra lap back, as best I can tell. We'll see how this all plays out, because currently the 8 car is in the front. That is Teddy Bivert. And as he has a little bit of a lead going here, we'll take a look. You know what? Just for fun, there is the 44 of Michael Whiting. Let's hop in the cockpit with him. You can see what it's like to ride along in one of these 358s as he comes out of turn 2, constantly sideways. And you can see the track is really starting to slick off down there on the bottom. And they barely get to full throttle on this track before they have to get out of it and get around that corner. These are one of those cars you cannot stay full throttle all the way around. And that's what it's like riding a couple laps around this track in traffic. And looks like the 016 took the lead, and caution came out. It looks like we're going to have a single car incident. The 114, that is Doug Norton, just ended up flipping, got up too high, got into the wall, ended up flipping down the front straightaway, and we had another car get into him. And it was indeed, as we get the 1 to green, the 016 did take the lead from the 8 car. The 44 is being scored. Michael Whiting is being scored as the leader, but currently on the track leading is Mike Bowman. And Mike gets a pretty decent jump. The 8 car stays with him, but the 014, it looks like scoring corrected. Michael Whiting is now being shown in 13th, and Mike Bowman is shown in the lead, the number 8 in second. We saw Teddy Bivert win the 305 feature, so we'll see if he can pull it off again. But that 016 car, Mike Bowman, is coming on strong. He is starting to build a bit of a lead. And right behind the two of them is the 214 of Stephen Lindo, moved up to 3rd from 10th as the caution comes out. And we are looking at the number 40 and the 96 of Skylar Massey. And it looks like the 40 just got a little checked up. Skylar had a bit of a run. Couldn't avoid him, and that brought us under caution again. As we get 1 lap to green, 016 in the lead. As we said, that 214 back there, that is Stephen Lindo. He is currently being scored in 3rd, started back in 10th. Wayne Bridges also started in 11th. He is up to 8th. So we've got some guys, as this track slicks off and with 14 laps to go, that are starting to come forward. Getting a better handle on that track as the 214 is starting to look to the inside of the leaders. There's the 8 car up high. He's trying to find a way around. He moves down low, trying to get around Mike Bowman. That is Teddy Bivert to the inside. Can't make it work, and the 214 dives underneath him as we go down into turn 1. Looks like the 214 is making a move for the lead. They got some beating and banging back there, and caution is out. Looks like this caution was brought out by the number 91. Looks like he got up in the wall just a little bit too much. Got a little help from the 333. Got turned over. Did a couple flips. Got it back on its hood, but managed to collect the 999 as well. 11 laps to go. 016 has managed to hold on to the lead. The 214 managed to collect 2nd place just before the caution came out. So he is now, Stephen Lindo is in 2nd. Teddy Bivert is 3rd. Tom Land is 4th. Ryan Nesbitt is 5th. And looks like we're having a little incident on the pace laps there. As we get the 1 to green, not sure what was happening back there. We'll have to take a look after the race. It looks like the number 91 of Tom Land is on pit road currently, as is Leo. Pace car is in. Mike Bowman gets a decent jump on the 214 this time, but he is running that high line. That 214 is making that work on the inside. Stephen Lindo has made it work to get past the 2nd place car, and now looking for 1st place down there on the inside. Heard some of these guys say that the track really comes in down at the bottom late in the race, and in this 35 lap feature, we're definitely seeing that. As we are at 9 laps to go, we've got a battle for the lead. Stephen just cannot make it far enough. He gets a little nose on him every time. He's getting just a little bit closer. But Teddy Bivert there on the outside is battling back hard. Ryan Nesbitt He is in the 74. He started in 7th place. He is up to 4th now. So another guy moving towards the front quickly. But back up front, looks like the 8 car is in the wall. Alrighty, looks like the 8 car was just pushing hard for the lead and comes off of turn 4, gets into the wall, spins and brings out the caution, manages to avoid collecting anybody else on track. Good job for him to recover so quickly and keep everybody else out of trouble. Now it will be a 2-car battle for the win with 6 laps to go. Let's see if they can finish this thing under green. Another big mover is the 92 of Wayne Bridges. He started in 11th. He's all the way up to 7th. And behind him, the 39, James Johnson, started in 13th up to 8th. As the 016 drops off, or the pace car drops off, the 016 will lead them down. And off into turn 1, the 214 dropping back down there to the inside. He is right down by the tires, and he gets a good run off of turn 2 as we go into 3 and 4. He definitely has the advantage. Just can't quite get there. 4 laps to go. Will he be able to get around him as he's got a pack of cars? He's got the 32 right behind him, Dwayne Kenner. And here comes Ryan Nesbitt in the 74, but the 214 slips back. It looks like Mike Bowman is going to run away with it. Ryan Nesbitt in the 74 is looking for that 2nd place spot. Right behind him is Dwayne Kenner and Chris Standridge. He is now moving through the field quickly. 2 laps to go. And it looks like this battle is for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 1 lap to go. Let's see who can get it done. Looks like Mike Bowman has it locked up. Stephen Lindo is running that high line. It does not look like anybody's going to be able to get around him. We'll see. Oh, the 74 sends it hard. Manages to pull off a 3rd place finish. Great job by Ryan Nesbitt pulling off that 3rd place finish. But it is Mike Bowman in the 016 who wins it. And now they will begin the post-race celebration. Let's see if they can send him off the track tonight. Hopefully somebody will come flying up here and send him flying. Almost. They are working on it as the number 8 is currently on his lid, and we've got a couple more wrecking there. Oh, there we go. Finally somebody got him. The number 91 jumps in there. Tom Land manages to get a hit in. Number 40 coming the opposite way, managed to just barely missed him. 16 is just going around slowly. Nobody can seem to get a good hit on Mike. The 8 gets him pretty decently. The 91, they trap him. The 40 gets him. This has got to be one of the best celebration routines I have ever seen. And they literally will not stop until that car is totaled. Oh, it looks like the 016 pulled off track. Got a lot of activity elsewhere on the track, but he pulls into the pits and nobody else can get to him. And it looks like Ryan Nesbitt has joined us in the booth.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, buddy. How'd great win? Great finish. You started 7th and managed to pull that 3rd off right there at the end.
Yeah, I got really lucky. There was a lot of fast cars out there, and we had some incidents, and I was able to move up.
Well, you definitely went all for it on that last lap to get that last position. That was a great way to finish the race, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of good racers in there, and just had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, awesome. Congratulations on your third place finish. Looks like we've got Steven Lindo with us.
Yep, how's it going?
Hey, man, pretty good. You started in 10th and managed to work your way up to second in there for a bit. It looked like you were going to take the top spot.
Yeah, it was tough working my way up there. Once I got up there to battle with Mike there, it was tough. I thought I had something there on the bottom, but after that last caution, it seemed like it really slicked off, and it slowed me down quite a bit. But it was a good race overall for me.
Well, and yeah, I mean, like I said, 10th place to you were, I think, do believe the biggest, gained the most positions tonight. Excuse me. Uh, Managing to pick up 8 spots there and battling for the lead. That's a heck of a run.
Yeah, once again, it was a great race. Mike was fast, so it was tough to try to get around him, but I got a little lucky there when Teddy got into the wall. That kind of helped me out a little bit. Hate to see it, but it helped me out a little bit because I was battling with him quite a bit.
Yeah, he is definitely a tough one to pass. Well, congratulations on your second place finish tonight, sir. Go out and celebrate.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thanks for the broadcast, and thanks to Chris for putting this all on.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a good one.
You too, buddy. All right, we will see if Mike Bowman can join us here in a minute. We'll give him a couple of minutes to join us. In the meantime, just remind you to tune in Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern. We will have the Northeast Racers in the street stocks, and then we will have these Outcast guys back again at 9 Eastern in the Radical SR8 and doing the oval tracks in the Radicals, and it is just insanity. It is some great racing. It is fun to watch. And while we're waiting on Mike, go over to Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. Give the channels a like, a subscribe, a follow, and go check out the new merch. Give Mike just another minute here, and then... And Skylar Massey in the chat before the race said he could not drive these things and managed to get a top 10 finish out of this. And he was battling for 8th earlier on in the race, so that was a great job on his part. Some great racing out of everybody tonight. All right, does not look like we are going to get to talk to Mr. Bowman tonight, but congratulations to him. Huge shout out. That was a great win. He had a tough uphill battle with some of these guys, but managed to pull it off there at the end. So great racing by everybody. Thank you to the Outcast Dirt guys for putting this on, this great race. Thanks to Chris Standridge for the running this great league with a great bunch of guys. And thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate it. Hope we see you back here Wednesday night. And we'll be back next Monday with some more dirt action. And we'll be back Sunday night. And don't forget to check us out on Friday night. We will have the 24 Hours of Daytona. We will have the 2 BRR teams. We'll be streaming from Team 1. So definitely check that out. Come and cheer the team on at some point in the 24 hours. And for everybody from the Outcast Dirt League and everybody here from HTSAI, wait a minute. See, Chris Standridge just hopped in here. Let's see if we can get a word with him right quick. Hey, Chris, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, hey, Doug.
You had a ton of bad luck tonight and still managed to pull off a 5th place finish.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Let's try to get it all out of the way in one night, right?
That's true. And I think you did, man. At least you managed to come back. You were involved in a couple or about 3 of the early accidents. Still managed to come back for a 5th place finish. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I may have caused like 2 of those wrecks, so I can't get too mad at anybody.
Well, we all do it from time to time.
Yeah. I just sent an apology to Corey there. I think I kind of chopped him at the end there and cost him a fourth place. I felt really bad about that, but we tend to hit each other sometimes. So
Well,
Corey, if you're out there, I apologize.
well, still, you guys put on one heck of a show tonight, both in 305s and in these 358s, man.
Yeah, I used to. I'll be honest. When I first started, I hated that track. It was, I don't know, it just never seemed like it was very good. But man, tonight I thought both races were probably some of our best racing all season.
I couldn't agree more. I think almost every heat went, all but one or two heats, and both between the both of them only had a couple of cautions in them. It was mostly green flag racing most of the night, so that was pretty impressive racing from everybody.
Yeah, it was.
Especially when you guys were four wide and at one point I think I'd have to look at the replay again, but I think you were actually five wide in the 358s at one point.
I don't know about the other guys, but like my vision in these is really limited. I don't have triple monitors, but in the 305s I can usually kind of see up to the side, but in these things I can't see at all. So I never know if I'm 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 wide. I'm just listening to my spotter say something, and half the time that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So
Well, I can tell you, even in these cars with triple monitors, it's still very hard to see out your sides.
oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, congratulations. Way to recover tonight, and go out and have some fun.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, man. All right. And for all the Outcast guys, for Chris Standridge and everybody else, want to thank y'all for tuning in. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week.